Bama's back on the practice field, gearing up for the 22 season. We got our favorite Stephen M. Smith of Touchdown Alabama on the line to talk up the Tide. Please join Stephen on his Monday, Wednesday, and Friday show. In my own words, right here on YouTube, 6 Central Time. Stephen, how are we doing today?
Doing great, Mark. Crimson Tide back out there, fall camp. Coach Saban doing his thing and called last year a rebuilding year, even with 13 wins and an SEC championship, a Heisman Trophy winner. We all know the expectations in Tuscaloosa are national championships, and if you don't win that, then for some reason there is something completely wrong with that season. But, as always, he finds just different ways to spur up the motivation within his players and within the program. And the players really got the message. And, they're ready to take on this 2022 season to get back there, and try to get that championship.
The goals from team to team vary across the country, but one goal is the same for everybody. First and foremost, let's stay healthy. So what do we have to report from Alabama camp here early on regarding the injury bug?
Well, right now, of course, that's the part where Alabama fans are going, here we go again. Not this again. Well, according to Coach Saban, Alabama's got some players with some nicks and bruises, had to get some surgeries done in fall camp. The most significant one right now is Cameron Latu, a veteran tight end, redshirt senior from Salt Lake City, Utah last season. 26 catches, 410 yards, had 8 touchdowns, which set the single season school record for touchdown receptions by a tight end. Latu tweaked his knee about 10 days ago. It's a minor knee issue. He'll be out for some time, a couple of weeks, according to Nick Saban. And coaches always talked about there are 3 injuries that are very tricky, and that would be the knee injuries, the back injuries, and the groin issues, because you feel like one day, coach, I can move, I can go, I can push, I'm okay. And the next day, you're like, I'm hurting. So you kind of have to gauge that. But Latu is day-to-day. Hopefully, he'll be back in a couple of weeks here. You've got several freshmen that had to get some stuff done. Elijah Pritchett, a 4-star offensive lineman, suffered a torn pectoral muscle during weight training. The team doctors advised him to have surgery, so he's healing up right now. He'll miss some time. Aaron Anderson, wide receiver from Louisiana, had a knee issue. He had to clean up some things in his knee, so he'll be out for a while also. And then Earl Little Jr. had a slight shoulder that he came in with from high school, giving him problems. He had to have surgery on that. Isaiah Hastings, 4-star defensive lineman, had to have some surgery done as well. So a few freshmen will miss some time. The good news about this is Alabama's got depth at several positions, so it allows these freshmen to not only get the surgeries marked, but properly heal and get back into the reps, of course, when they're ready and able to do that. Saban also mentioned Tyler Harrell. He's been able to practice the transfer from Louisville, but it's kind of been in and out, not necessarily at 100% right now. But I think the big thing here Saban wants to see from Harrell is buying all the way into the program, even as a transfer. Sometimes when you come from one program to another, the culture's different, and it takes you a minute to kind of buy into that culture. So for Tyler Harrell, it's him getting 100% healthy, but more so than that, buy into the full culture of Alabama.
So, Stephen, you mentioned the speedy wide receiver transfer from Louisville. The Tide, of course, the beneficiary of potential big impact transfers from all sorts of different destinations: Louisville, Georgia Tech, LSU, Vandy. Some of those situations are of note here in camp, especially along the offensive line.
Oh, absolutely. And this is where, Tyler Steen, transfer from Vanderbilt, has been strong so far. He's shown flashes. He has shown potential. He has shown capability to replace the great Evan Neal at that left tackle spot. Steen at 6'5", 315 pounds. He has been he's been able to build relationships with the teammates around him. He's got quick feet, very strong hands as an offensive tackle. Can he continue to be consistent here is the main thing. Coming up this weekend on Saturday, Alabama will have its first scrimmage of fall camp. And this is where we'll get to see, the guys not necessarily having the coaches right in their ear telling you what to do and how to block and how to play and how to defend. You got to go out there as a player, taking the skills and the lessons you've learned and play fast in a game like practice. So Saturday will kind of be the first time we'll get to see how many of these players and which of these players are really truly stepping up. But Tyler Steen is showing flashes. Right with him, you got J.C. Latham, the sophomore who came in 2021 as a 5-star and probably the number one offensive tackle prospect in that class. And I got a chance to talk with Emil Ekiyor Jr. on Tuesday, and he said, J.C. is my guy. We've been working all offseason together, whether it be, late weightlifting sessions, late film sessions, team no sleep is J.C. Latham and Emil Ekiyor over here. They've been putting in the grind. And Ekiyor said this is a huge year for J.C. He really believes it's Latham's time to shine here. So the two offensive tackle spots to take over for the departed Evan Neal and Chris Owens very well can be Tyler Steen and J.C. Latham.
Stephen, for myself, I've been trying to find maybe a free agency move or a trade off of Team No Sleep for myself here recently is what I've been looking forward to.
I mean, it's a hard job, Mark. I'm telling you, it is a hard job.
Folks, if it is Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, and it's 7 Eastern or 6 Central, you know where you should be with Stephen M. Smith of Touchdown Alabama right on his show, In My Own Words. Give him a call, In My Own Words, right here on YouTube. All right. Another portion of fall practice is, of course, coaches like to dabble, like to scheme, different combinations of players. How can we take advantage of strengths, certain personnel packages? And there's one that should get Tide fans excited because it accentuates some of the better players on the defensive side.
Oh, absolutely. And Pete Golding spoke of this on Sunday during the media day for Alabama. One of only 2 times a year where Coach Saban allows his offensive and defensive coordinators to speak to reporters. That would be the first week of August and then sometime during the postseason. But Pete Golding was very excited about he wants to get every single edge rusher on the field that he can to create that friction and get into the quarterback. And the thought was brought up to Will Anderson Jr. today at outside linebacker. And Will kind of really giddy to talk about this, though he kept some stuff reserved, but he said, hey, to have me, Dallas, and Chris Braswell on the field at the same time, I'm going to just say this. It's going to be nasty. It's going to be fun. It's going to be lethal. I'm not going to give much away, but when you see it, you will see it. And that's just code for there is a package there. We don't know when it's going to come out. We don't know when it's going to debut, but that just should let the fans know Pete Golding and these players on defense, there's a package there. So when it comes out, it will be brought out. And then talking to Henry To'o on Monday, he talked about this offseason. He's been working on pass rush moves. He's been working on getting more to the quarterback to enhance his draft stock. And he spoke on, I want to be in that conversation with Will Anderson. I want to be in that conversation with Dallas Turner. So I'm going to be back there getting some sacks myself. So now you look at Henry To'o trying to join this sack party. You look at Jaheim Otis, freshman on the defensive line, who's dropped 74 pounds or 74 plus pounds. He's gone from 416 to 342 pounds, moving extremely quickly. He's a wall of a man, but Pete Golding has said if you try to get Jaheim Otis on one-on-one, good luck. He's in the backfield, and he's getting to your quarterback, kind of giving you some shades there of Daron Payne. So there are some packages Pete Golding is trying to maneuver out here. Will Anderson's not going to give it away, but he says when it comes, you're going to see it.
For anybody out there that's been surprised with the Alabama recruiting push in the past couple of months, I don't know what you've been doing. You haven't been paying attention for the last 12 or 13 years. We knew it was coming, and Alabama now has arguably the best recruiting class for 2023 in all of college football. And some other candidates could be making decisions here soon.
Some others, absolutely, Mark. You look at offensive lineman Miles McVay, 4-star, 6'6", 370 pounds. I mean, the guy is a freak of nature. Miles McVay could be making a move here soon this month. You discuss James Smith, big, freakish defensive lineman from Carver High School in the Montgomery area, could be making a decision this month. There's several others. You got Samson Okunlola, nicknamed Pancakes Honcho, on the offensive line. He could be making a decision this month. You look at Makari Vickers, defensive back. He could be making a decision this month. There are just several out there that this is a month where they're going to hammer it down. Now, a lot of fans are asking, when does Cormani McClain, the number one defensive back in this entire recruiting cycle, when does he make his move? He will make his during the early signing period in December. He wants to hold all the way out, take as many visits as possible before he makes his move. Now, Alabama is still in perfect play for him, but you know how this is, Mark. Some of these kids, they're ready to go right now with their commitments. Some of these guys are like Peyton Manning. Let me take my time, visit every school I could possibly think about, and then make my decision. So you got a little bit of both worlds here, but there's still some meat here left on this bone in terms of the recruiting metrics here, and this month continues that.
And who's to blame these guys? Unless they become some kind of big-time free agent in the NFL where there's all sorts of NFL teams rolling out the red carpet, wining and dining them, they're never going to experience this the rest of their lives. So why not take advantage, get to see the countryside and get to see different programs and meet different people? It's a good experience.
Oh, absolutely. And you get a chance to see, who really is going to elevate my game. Coaches will say, we got the best this, we have the best this, we are experts in this, but the player themselves, they get a chance themselves to pick and choose, which spot is going to make me the best overall man, the best overall player, the best overall individual I can be. And when you're a player and you have that much at your disposal that you can enhance yourself, why would you not take advantage of that?
Stephen Smith, Touchdown Alabama. We always appreciate his time, and you got to get on over there right here on YouTube. In my own words, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 6 Central, folks. Give Stephen a call. He lays down the law on Alabama and the SEC. Stephen, we always appreciate the time, the insight, the perspective, sir.
Absolutely. You guys take care over there, Mark. We're back in football.
You bet.